Somebody asked me today about Drake too. I don't know if I should touch on the Drake thing right now. Maybe I shouldn't. Actually, I won't. But let's stick on Travis Scott. Because again, not because you see an artist huge as a pop star and selling a lot means their music is still hitting the same. And we don't have much proof that Travis' music ain't hitting the same because he ain't put out much. He only put out a couple songs and they all went number one. But I think people are looking at his wave like, I'll only mention this even though, well, honestly, I'll compare them. I know some of y'all might think it's XXXTentacion. To me, I think he was going that route. He was going to be as big as Travis, maybe more. It's a reason why when they announced that he signed to a label, he was mad. He was like, yo, he started throwing a fit. I think he got it. It's a very tricky game you play with fans. Fans don't want to see you win. Not all the way. When you win all the way, they stop supporting. When you're an underdog, still trying to claw your way out the mud, they're with you. When you're independent, yeah, we made them. You get with a label, they're the same. What happened in 2018, whoever? That's how it is. I saw X, who did sign a deal, get mad that the deal got reported. Who reported it? The label that signed him. They gave him the check. Listen, X, not saying he was selling out, but he was cashing out. He was. You were independent. You were with Empire. You took, I think it was an $8 or $10 million check for like one album with Caroline. But when people found out, and you're like, they think he wanted to keep it in a way where people didn't think he was selling out. Let's be very clear, people. And by the way, not saying his music would change. I think X was so, I won't call him difficult, but X was so stuck in his ways. I don't think whether it was independent or on a major or whatever, X was walking on clouds like he knew his fan base was so strong, him being signed would not change him at all. But he didn't want his fan base to think he was changing, even though he wasn't going to change. So he didn't like that news. Again, you name any rapper, I could tell you when their peak was, and I could tell you 5 business moves they did to sell out. And again, sell out might be a wrong word. Maybe I should say cash out. But that's what any business does. You get to the peak where you think that business is, in intrigue and interest and people who follow it, and you sell. And you cash out, and you go do some other. But in hip-hop, a lot of people try to keep on to that original type of thing. It's going to get to a point, I predict, in the next year and a half that Youngboy is going to make that decision. I see y'all spamming Youngboy. He's going to have to make that decision. You want to know what that decision is? Somebody's going to come to Youngboy and say, Youngboy, we'll give you $25 million. But you got to come do this. And all that you be doing, drop a video when you want to. Don't do press, anti-social. Like you always this, that, and third. We're going to clean that up, and we're going to attempt to make you a pop star. Because when we give you $25 million, we want to make sure we get $200 million. Now, let me ask y'all. Youngboy has seen a lot of money. Has he seen $25 million for maybe 2 years? Somebody says, Youngboy ain't going. He might not. He might not. I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying that offer is going to come. Look at everybody. I posted DC Young Fly on my page the other day. I seen people comment and say, "Oh my God, that." They're looking at him like he's a fossil. Yo, that's the guy who used to be the hottest, the funniest comedian on Instagram at one point. Wait, DC Young Fly not funny no more? He is. You know what changed? He stopped focusing giving all his content to Instagram, which pretty much only was repaying him in likes and followers. And yes, he could sell that influence to get like, oh, hey, you want me to post something? Give me 10 grand. Now he's in movies. And the movies are going to pay him to be on set for 30 to 45 days at a time, $2-3 million. So he's going to get more money from the movies. But you know what people online are going to say? Yo, he not on here grinding no more, like giving us mad jokes every single day. Like, yo, he fell off. This nigga not even funny no more. At some point, a lot of people have to cash out. I'm just telling y'all, many rappers have gone through it. I see Travis cashing out, and I don't have a problem with it because that is ultimately the goal. But I wonder, did he do it too soon? Was there another level he could get to? But honestly, as time goes on, I think he was right. The peak for him was Astroworld. The peak for him was Sicko Mode in terms of like, yo, everybody said, oh my God, fucking Travis. Somebody say Young Thug. I feel Young Thug cashed out too. Young Thug cashed out, but not for him. Young Thug cashed out for his label deal, I believe. Or his label situation. There's a time that Young Thug was just considered like the one of one, the most unique GOAT, like just a unicorn that was going crazy. He's going to be the biggest, the best. He's headed for Tunchi level. And I think he wanted that too, but I think he got comfortable with realizing that even if he wasn't Lil Wayne, he was pretty much one of 3 or 4 people who dictated and influenced a whole generation after him. And the cash out was, instead of having everybody copy you and run with your style, just sign them. That's brilliant. I like it. That's brilliant. Young Thug ain't influence a thing, you're tweaking. Thug just kind of was smartened up and said, rather than me competing with my sons, let's fall back and sign my kids. And in the process, now I'm getting my respect. Because some of the things that I was doing when I was just only just organic heat, people weren't liking me for. They see me go at Wayne. They see me rocking dresses. They see Wayne see Thug rock a dress since he actually started putting out artists underneath him. Never.